Good evening and welcome to the Irish Art Show, broadcast to you from the Scientology Community Centre, Dublin. Tonight we welcome back an Irish ballad band, Catalpa. They have been playing since 2004 and have performed in many great venues in Ireland and abroad. Founding member Ciaran Warfield is joined tonight by Anna Mary Donaghy. Please welcome them both to the show.
Talk about Atlantis, house lost beneath the seas. The tomb of the unknown soldier that cried the al-Bashi. Who was the man in the iron mask, was the jack to rip us free? Ask them all where Donegal, and it's a mystery. 2, 3, 4, if I could have built a wall around old Donegal. North, south, keep them out, I gotta build it tall. Casino, chicken ranches, I'd legalize them all. Hammer on Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Play by clubs, all night pubs, blackjack and roulette. Blaney, Bridget Nielsen, Mike Tyson having a bet. In a show, be better known for his multi-millionaires. Where Donald Trump would pay a chump to build a wall right there. 2, 3, 4, if I could have built a wall around old Donegal. North, south, keep them out, I gotta build it tall. Casino, chicken ranches, I'd legalize them all. Hammer on Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Just at the top of Donegal would give me such a thrill to hear them say in Dublin there's gold in them there hills. Don't fair could see there, the answer lies with me. Just a wall of Stephen's gold cheap somewhere in Germany. 2, 3, 4, if I could build a wall around old Donegal. North, south, keep them out, I gotta build it tall. Casino, chicken ranches, I'd legalize them all. Hammer on Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Okay, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal, and the next one up is one that I wrote myself. And it's a song I'd always wondered, one of the first songs I learned on guitar was Back Home in Derry, written by the great Bobby Sands, and I was reading a poem that he wrote about his time in incarceration in Long Kesh. And so I took 2 verses from that and I wrote 2 of my own, and I put a bit of music to it and simply called it Bobby. Scratch my name upon the whitened wall. awful shaky, nervous scrawl. Bobby Sands was here I wrote. Want to leave the world a note. I was sane and not to blame. These were my words just to testify. Should this be the last place that I lie? Should it be in this H-block that I die? All things come to pass as one, hope may never die. There is no height or bloody might a free man can't defy. And there is no source or foreign force that can break one man who knows his free will. Nothing can kill, from that freedom grows. So I scratch my name upon the whitened wall. Awful, shaky, nervous scrawl. Bobby Sands was here I wrote. Wanted to leave this world a note. I was sane and not to blame. These were my words just to testify. Should this be the last place that I lie? Should it be in this H-block that I die? Hands that hold my wicked wrist, held in place with their iron fist, to break me and end my cause, my fight against their unjust laws. With the last ounce of my strength, dismembered to my jailer's sent, I will fight those still intent to keep my land enslaved. So I scratch my name upon the whitened wall. Awful, shaky, nervous scrawl. Bobby Sands was here I wrote. Wanted to leave this world a note. I was sane and not to blame. These were my words just to testify. Should this be the last place that I lie? Should it be in this H-block that I die? As I prepare for final sleep, I pray to God my soul he'll keep, and those I have held so dear shall forever with me be. And my final hours in this dark cell, to my comrades I now bid farewell. I hope our pain was not in vain, we will overcome. So I scratch my name upon the whitened wall. Awful, shaky, nervous scrawl. Bobby Sands was here I wrote. Wanted to leave this world a note. I was sane and not to blame. These were my words just to testify. Should this be the last place that I lie? Should it be in this H-block that I die? Should it be in this H-block that I die? Okay, that's Bobby, and from one song about one H-block martyr to another one, which the song is called Farewell to Balai. Farewell to Balai, likewise Catalpa, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from a dark H-block cell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. For hundreds of years now, while we kept on the fight, and history books told of Ireland's plight. So a gallant Francis Irish laws. Farewell to Boulogne, likewise Camletop, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from a dark haze long south. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell to the hills of South Derry, when we marched and we drilled to our exploits and action. All Irish you trilled, most feared men in Ulster, volunteers on the run, and we gave England our answer to the barrels of our gun. Farewell to Boulogne, likewise Camletop, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from a dark haze blood cell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Oh, gallant South Derry, well, you are forever blessed in a struggle for freedom. You've given your best. There's Hughes and there's Bates and Sheridan and Lee, and along with the names now, great Tom McElwee. Farewell to Boulogne, likewise Camletop, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from a dark haze blood cell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Farewell to Boulogne, likewise Camletop, and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from a dark haze long cell. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Yes, friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Okay, the next song up is one that I suppose Scotland would have a lot in our hearts, because one of the first tours I ever did away was in Scotland, and I've been going over to Scotland since 1987 now, and I don't know when you first started going over, but so it feels like ages ago. So this is a song called Caledonia. I don't know if you can see changes that have come over me. These last few days I've been afraid I might drift away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs, make me think about where I came from, and that's the reason why I see far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, think about you all the time. Caledonia, yeah, you're calling me. Now I'm going home, and if I should become a stranger, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had. choir, empty room and a forest choir, and the flames that seemed could get no higher, withered and they've gone. And I'm steady thinking, my way is clear. I know what I will do tomorrow when the hands are shaking and the kiss have flowed. I will disappear. Oh, let me tell you that I love you, think about you all the time. Caledonia, yeah, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had. Moved on, I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving. I lost the friends I needed losing, found others on the way. And I've kissed the girls, I've left them crying, stolen dreams, now there's no denying. I've traveled hard, my conscience flying, somewhere in the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, think about you all the time. Caledonia, yeah, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, it would make me more than sad. Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had. Oh, Caledonia, you're everything I've ever had. So, Caledonia there, for all our Scottish friends. Hopefully going over there this year at some stage. So the next song is... Oh, yeah. It's a song that my dad wrote back in 1966, and it tells the story of an old man that he used to drink in the pub in Inchicore before we all had mobile phones, and one of the Wolfe Tones used to have to sit in a pub in Inchicore and answer the phone for bookings, so it was a good excuse to go down to the pub for a pint, I suppose. But there was an old man that used to sit in the pub, and one day he had a bit too much to drink, and my dad had to walk him home, and when he brought him home, he couldn't believe when he got into the house how little he had. And this man had fought for Ireland in the GPO. And so he wrote this song, and the song sort of tells that old man's story, because he never got a chance to tell it. It's a song called Ireland I'm Free. In a dimly lit room, by a smouldering fire, sat an old man so lonely, so brave yet so tired. Once he struggled for freedom, now he struggles to live, with his few small possessions and his past to relive. There's a faded old picture on the wall, all alone. It's a dusty out picture, the pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock with these words underneath: Ireland I'm free, never be at peace. And his thoughts wander back to the days of his prime. Oh, it seems now there's nothing goes faster than time. To his comrades of old, he remembers the day when he marched behind Pierce and the bold IRA. There's a faded old picture on the wall, all alone. Dusty out picture, pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock with these words underneath: Ireland I'm free, will never be at peace. to Easter week, and his thoughts wander back. Out of leaders of men, no courage did lack. But now he's just left with those memories of old, and his name or his story will never be told. There's a faded old picture on the wall, all alone. A dusty old picture, pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock with these words underneath. Ireland and free, never be at peace. Then he gazed at the picture and he gave a sad smile. Each line and wrinkle told the passage of time. Then he gazed once again and his eyes filled with tears. For the man in that picture was his friend Padraig Pearse. There's a faded old picture on the wall, all alone. Dusty old picture, pride of his home, with a harp and a shamrock with these words underneath. Ireland and free, will never be at peace. Ireland and free, will never be at peace. Yeah, so that's Ireland and free. And we're going to finish off with a song that is a song, Wolfe Tones song, probably one of their most loved, apart from probably Celtic Symphony, but we're not going to do that tonight. We're going to do a song called On the One Road. We're on the one road, sharing the one road. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork or Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Though we've had our troubles now and then, now it's the time to make them up again. Sure aren't we all Irish anyhow? Now it's the time to step together now. We're on the one road, sharing the one road. We're on the road to God knows where. Yes, we are. We're on the one road. It may be the wrong road, but we're together now. Who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork or Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Tinker, tailor, every mother's son, butcher, baker, shoulder in his gun. Rich man, poor man, every man in line, all together just like our lang syne. We're on the one road, sharing the one road. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork or Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. Night is dark, it's just before the dawn. From the ascension, Ireland is reborn. Soon we all, united Irishmen, make our land a nation once again. We're on the one road, sharing the one road. We're on the road to God knows where. We're on the one road, it may be the wrong road, but we're together now, who cares? Northmen, Southmen, comrades all, Dublin, Belfast, Cork or Donegal. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song. We're on the one road, swinging along, singing a soldier's song.
Wow, what a fantastic show. I'm really enjoying this. I'm dancing here on my seat. I'm sure you're dancing at home as well. Wonderful songs there, and On the One Road really ended the set perfectly. It was wonderful, and really looking forward to interviewing Ciaran Warfield here this evening. So Ciaran, you're very, very welcome to the Irish Art Show. It's great having you here.
It's great to be here again.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
My first time to interview you, so I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to take you back to where it all started for you. Obviously, you're well known, and your dad is well known as well, because he's with the Wolfe Tones. So can you take you back to where your journey of music started?
Okay, well, when I was younger, I rebelled against music because I was around it 24/7. So even though my dad tried to push me that way, he got me accordion lessons and piano lessons. And at one stage, I had to sign a document saying that I, Ciaran Warfield, refused to take piano lessons at the age, which to this day, in fairness, I do regret.
Yeah.
You know. So it was only then when I went to college as a 18, 19-year-old, I was the entertainment officer down in Carlow. So I was organising all the Rag Week gigs and stuff like that. So I decided to take up the guitar because the chap at the guitar with the parties was getting the good-looking women. So
he was more popular.
That was what sort of encouraged me, I suppose. So I just picked up a guitar and self-taught myself at home using a Walton's chord book, which was very basic because no internet back in them days. So just started playing, and then started playing at a local session. And from there, got a bit confident. I was probably the least most confident person, and was very shy. And but slowly but surely built up my confidence. But then when I first started playing in the group, I was actually playing banjo. I self-taught myself banjo as well, because the other guy that was playing with, he was playing guitar, and so I needed to do something different. So I taught myself the 5-string banjo.
Did it take you long to learn them?
The banjo became a little bit easier because I'd learned the guitar, and I think the guitar is a good basic for any stringed instrument. So I would say I was playing it within 6 months, you know, to a good level, not a great level. Like I wouldn't be at bluegrass style or anything like that, but enough to get by a tune and play on stage. So yeah, it was good because that's also taught me. I can now play the mandolin. You know, I can play the tenor banjo a little bit. I haven't mastered the fiddle like Anna Mary, but maybe one day I will. You know, but yeah. So it's been a.
And when did you realise you actually could sing? Was that always there for you?
I still don't believe I can sing.
You don't believe you can sing?
Yeah,
No?
I think I'm not very confident about that now.
Yeah.
I find it quite uncomfortable getting up because I go, why are people listening to me? I just don't have that confidence. Wish I did, but it took a while. Like when Phil King, who was the original guitarist in the band, he moved down to Limerick, so I had to take over the singing, and I only took it over temporarily till I got a replacement, but no one ever came in. So now I'm still playing guitar and singing.
I think it's all in our own head, though, isn't it?
I probably.
We hear. I actually think, as far as I know, we hear differently to what other people hear our voices.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Well, like I said, anytime I get on stage, I'm not confident about my voice, like, you know.
Well, you should be.
And sometimes I find myself actually forcing myself going out of tune because I'm so nervous about it, like, you know. So yeah, definitely it's something I need to. But I was going to go get singing lessons, which I think would help, you know, greatly. Which I never got around to it, but
I'll talk to you later about that.
Yeah.
No, I don't do it, but I know someone is really good.
Yeah.
You know, and then then you started Catalpa in 2004.
Yeah.
Had you other bands before that, or were you working with other bands beforehand?
No, it was just actually on New Year's Eve. I walked into my local pub in Saggart, and Phil King was playing in the corner, and I just thought he was brilliant. Phil would have been more of contemporary music, like, you know, and I just said to him, "Do you fancy a jam?" And then we met up, and I just started playing banjo, and he was playing. And one of the first songs that we did together was Snow Patrol, you know, we do it all. And Phil's voice is just great, like, for that song, like, with the banjo, was brilliant. And so then it was another friend of mine, John Walsh, who played the tin whistle, so we started playing in our local pub in the Racool Inn, and we bought a bit of equipment, and we started just performing there, thinking that we were great.
Don't we all?
Which we weren't. We were okay.
Obviously the name is so unusual. I'd like to know where that actually came about. I think it's an amazing name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a name I'd probably regret. Not because it's unusual. Well, probably because it's unusual, because nobody knows what Catalpa means, like, you know, and nobody can pronounce it. More importantly, and nobody can spell it. Sometimes we've been called like everything nearly catapult, like, you know. So where it comes from is Catalpa is a tree that's native to Canada, and it's a tree that's impervious to water. So a lot of ships were built out of it in Canada, and all along that east coast, from Nova Scotia down to Boston, Massachusetts, there would have been a lot of whaling ships went out of the harbours there. So one of the whaling ships happened to be called Catalpa, and it was a whaling ship that was hired by John Devoy to go down and rescue 6 Fenians out of a British prison down in Fremantle called the Establishment. And the Establishment was a place where you went, you didn't come out of, you died. You basically went there. It was hard labour in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a desert, so you didn't escape from it. So a rescue was put in to rescue these 6 men, and imagine a time of, like, they didn't even have telegraph, like, you know. They were able to organise a whaling ship to go down, and on Perth Regatta Day, to get the prisoners out of the jail, row them out from Rockingham Beach out to the ship, and they were chased by the HMS Georgette, and the captain of the HMS Georgette demanded the prisoners back, and the American captain, Captain Anthony, pointed to the Stars and Stripes on the mast and said, if you fire on this ship, the ship is in open waters, you will be an act of war on the United States. So the English Navy man took flight because he was afraid of starting a war. And meanwhile, Catalpa sailed back to America and was chased the whole way back. The English Navy tried to catch them the whole way back, couldn't catch them. And they got the 6 men back to New York, and they became celebrities.
That's some story, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been made into a film, I believe, into a Hollywood movie. I'm not surprised, because the book, when I read it, I was reading it at the time when we were looking for a name for the band, was how I got inspired by it.
They'll all know how to say your name when it's made into a movie.
Yeah, do it.
Tell us about your music.
Well, our music is, I suppose, when I first started Catalpa, it was a mix of contemporary music, because Phil didn't know any Irish music really, like apart from maybe Dirty Old Town and Fields of Athenry and stuff like that. So I remember the first time that we supported the Wolfe Tones in the Barrowlands, we were the third support, so it was like the sympathy, we let them into the song. So I don't know whether you know the Barrowlands, but the Barrowlands for the Wolfe Tones is just full of Celtic fans, like, you know, and me and Phil got up, and at the time I had a really cheap banjo, Mexican banjo, that had a pickup on it that you had to plug directly into the DI. There was no lead that you could separate it. So I said to Phil, I was so nervous, I said, Phil, you introduce us, you know. And I said, because I have to plug the banjo. And he goes, I'm too nervous. And I just said to him, just pretend you're at your granny's. Don't look at the crowd, just pretend you're at your granny's. So as I was bending down to plug in the pickup, Phil, all I could hear was, hello, Granny. Into the mic. And with that, the two of us just started laughing. And we got up, and the first song that we did was With or Without You by U2. And it went down like a lead balloon.
Oh no, did it? I wouldn't have thought that.
What is that? Like, you know, they were expecting this rebel band, like, you know. And then our next song was Snow Patrol. That went down worse. And our third song was The Fields of Athenry. Of course, that went down a bomb because it was a Celtic song. So yeah, it was a learning curve to pay to your
I'm amazed you go back on stage again after that. Oh my goodness me. So tell us about your albums.
So I have 4 albums. The first album, which I did with Phil, it was just myself, Phil and John Walsh, and we recorded it with Dave McEwen out in Balbriggan. And at the time, Dave had just finished doing an album with Chris de Burgh. And Dave was telling us Chris de Burgh used to fly in his helicopter and land to do a session where we were driving. I was driving a Fiesta or something at the time, so the most unglamorous. Well, we went in and we played live, and it was an experience to do that. The second album we recorded up in the hills of Wicklow, up near where Michael Dwyer's cottage is, with an Englishman that was more used to doing jazz bands, and that was an experience. But that album was for 2016, for the 100th anniversary of the Rising, and we wrote, out of the 9 songs, we wrote 8 of them, which were all about the Easter Rising. So I'm very proud of that. Again, it was a learning curve of tracking songs, because I'd never tracked songs before. And then the last two albums that we did were with Keith Connolly, and Keith represented Ireland in the Eurovision. Not sure when, a long, long time ago. I think it was Keith Connolly and the Passengers, I think they were called. I may be wrong. And Keith also does the Wolfe Tones albums. And Keith, and I think Phelim, if he was here, would be of the same, that Keith taught us how to be better musicians.
Excellent.
So we did two albums with him, and one being a charity album, which was for the Johnny Giles Foundation for kids. So all the proceeds from that went to, we did that with CRISC, which is the Confederation of Republic of Ireland Soccer Clubs, supporters clubs. So all that money went to charity for that album, so it was good.
And do you have a favourite song?
To sing, my favourite song, believe it or not, is the one I made a mistake on, which is a song that my dad wrote about, because I love the story, the backstory to it.
About the man?
Yeah, about the old man.
Yeah.
And my dad said there was nothing in his house bar.
Shocking.
I don't know whether you remember the old lemonade crates where people used to put TVs on the lemonade crates.
No.
It didn't. Well, in places that I was in,
I think Father Ted showed that kind of thing, don't they?
So that's what he had, and after fighting for
Shocking.
Ireland, and there was nothing else in his house, So it's a great story that goes along that. But outside of that, I think I love doing Celtic Symphony because I love the energy in it, Yeah.
And you've obviously toured all over the world, which is amazing, and you also tour to actually play at football matches, which I think is incredible.
Yeah,
amazing.
well, I'm a huge Irish fan, and I have been since, believe it or not, and people will find this hard to believe, but I hope my mother doesn't get for child abuse, but in 1985, as I was a 15-year-old, I got the boat over to Holyhead and the train down to London to watch Ireland play England in a friendly in Wembley. And from there, that's where my love of soccer. But my dad had brought me to a soccer match when I was 10 in Dalymount, and I think just the noise and the energy at it just really hooked me in. So from there, I just became a huge Irish supporter. And back, I think it would have been around 2008, 2009, we got involved with the Confederation of Irish Supporters Clubs. There was a thing at the time, an initiative by the government called The Gathering, to bring people back.
Oh, The Gathering, I remember that actually.
Yeah, to get people back. So there was a lot of money available for that. So we put on a few shows for the Irish supporters before the home games in Lansdowne Road. And we originally began playing in the Sandymount Hotel outside it. They had a little tent outside it, but we outgrew that, and then we went around to the Burlington, or the old Burlington, which is now closed. And the videos of that, when I look back, there must have been 2,000 or 3,000 people in the room. It was crazy. And we only had this little sound system. But now where we've based ourselves is in the Lansdowne Rugby Club, and we play there to, depending on the match, to 1,000 people before every game, from clubs all around Ireland that are associated with the Confederation. You need to be associated with the Confederation to get a ticket. So yeah, I've travelled, in answer to your question, I've travelled to Switzerland for games. I've travelled to Copenhagen and to Glasgow, and it's been great. We were in France in 2016, playing in La Rochelle.
Amazing.
Outside. So the music is really combined with the soccer to make it a good journey. Yeah.
And have you got any funny stories along your travels?
I've loads of funny stories, but I suppose the one that stands out will be the one where I think not last summer, but the summer before, we were going down to play at a wedding of some friends that we got to know through the music from Manchester, and they'd asked to come down to the wedding and invited us to the wedding as well. So we all decided to go down. Phelim couldn't stay over, and myself and Anna Mary said, we'll stay over. So she booked 2 rooms for us. And so it was a beautiful day, beautiful sunny day, sweltering day, and I was just outside Galway. The traffic into Galway was hell. It was a Friday evening, and Anna Mary rang me and says, we've only 1 room here. And I said, no, we've 2. There's definitely 2, but Katie booked 2 rooms. And I said, just tell the girl there's 2 rooms that, we can't share a room. That, it wouldn't be appropriate. So anyway, Anna Mary decided to wait till I got down. So by the time I got down through the traffic, and it was terrible, and with the heat, and I was fuming. I got there, and so I went to the girl. I said, either you find another room for me, or I'm going back to Dublin. I said, well, I'm not staying here, and you can explain to the bride and groom why there's no music here tonight. So anyway, a room was magically appeared, and myself and Anna Mary went up to our rooms, and I decided to go downstairs early. Tennis was on, I think, and went down, and the girl that was welcomed by champagne or wine, so I took a glass of wine and went in and started to mingle with the crowd and talking to a few people, and then I said, I don't hear many English accents, you know, being everyone was from England, most of them from England. Because, oh no, there's no English that I know on our side of the family. Maybe it's on the grooms. And I was like, there's something wrong here. So I went out to the girl that had given me the shot. I said, is this Katie and Daniel's wedding? And she said, no. I said, have you another place for a wedding? She said, no. I was like, oh. So I phoned Anna Mary. I said, do not use anything in the room. Pack your bags. We have to go. She goes, what? I said, we have to go. I said, this is the wrong hotel. So we had to pack that. She said, I'm not going down to that reception. You need to let me slip out the door before you hand them keys back. So I went up, got the keys off Anna Mary, went down and had to give the most. No, I had to go down and apologise to the girl. And she was fuming. I mean, fuming. So by the time we got over to the other hotel, we'd missed starters of the dinner, but they actually thought that we were gone missing, like that we weren't going to turn up. So yeah, it was the Galway Bay Hotel and the Salthill Bay Hotel, and they're right beside each other. So
that is a fantastic story, I have to say. I'd have been sneaking out.
The girl in the other reception actually said, "It's not the first time it's happened. It won't be the last." You know,
brilliant.
So I didn't feel too bad.
Well, I have to say, we've come to the end of the interview, which is unbelievable. The time goes by so fast, and I'm looking forward to having you back again.
Yeah,
that'd be wonderful.
yeah.
We were talking about it maybe earlier on.
We'll put the plan in motion.
Put the plan in motion, yeah,
Yes,
that'd be
we
great.
will, yeah.
And bring the whole team along.
Yeah.
So what's in plan, obviously, for 2024? And if you have social media, give it a shout out.
Well, the plan is, Phelan's been quite ill. What I say, he's gone through treatment for cancer at the moment. So the plan is to get him better before we make any real plans. Like, you know, so for the moment we're cutting back a lot. You know, we're not traveling, we're not doing anything like that. We were meant to go to New York to open for the Wolfe Tones, but we're not going to do that now. So we just take it. You know, obviously your health is more important than anything else. So I'll just keep plodding along, doing little bits in here and there, and not a whole lot. But it's social media, where we're on Instagram, Facebook, and I've just opened a TikTok page.
Oh, well done.
I have no clue what that is, so so watch this space. And yeah, and Phelan loves Twitter, so, or X as it's called now. So he's a aficionado of that. So yeah, so find us on all those usual spots.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
And thank you for having us.
Look forward to seeing
thanks
you
to
again
Anna
very
Mary
soon.
for
Yes, thanks to Anna Mary as well.
coming along.
And give our love to Phelan.
We will do. We will do. Yeah.
So listen, there you go now. That was interesting, wasn't it? Imagine going to the wrong hotel for a wedding and being checked into the rooms.
And give it out.
And giving out about it, exactly. So listen, that's the end of our show here this evening. Thank you so much. We'll see you all again next week. Thank you, Ciaran.
Yeah,
fantastic. I'll be laughing at that tonight. On behalf of myself, Angel, and the crew, we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you. Bye.